Junee Correctional Centre was always a minimum medium security jail for a very long time. This is pretty much all it was. Had the 4 pod SeaWorld up there. Then they started construction on the Maxo, and that opened in 2000. So there you got, they started the Maxo part on the end. This is how Junee was set out, because I find a lot like people saying in the comments whenever I talk about Junee, isn't Junee all mixed? Isn't Junee like a dog jail? No, motherfuckers, like you make us, like us fellas, that we take great offense to that down here, because no, it's not a mixed jail. It's not a fucking half fucking. You got the one pod was for the fucking boneyarders, one pod was for the main, another pod for the boneyarders, and another pod for the main. I just said boneyarders. Yeah, well that's probably what they do, that dogs. Anyway. And then you got SeaWorld up here, and don't even ask about SeaWorld. The lines are just so blurred there. Like sometimes you see a brother in there, and you're like, "What the fuck?" I don't know. Yeah, but there they get to go out and work, and they get to have pets and everything. Yeah, SeaWorld. So then the Maxo. That's how the Maxo was set up. Oh yeah, every pod holds 30 boys. Every pod holds 30 boys. And then the Maxo opener, they was just all wings. And every wing holds 120. So same with I'll show you in the medium, the hundreds, just the main, the dogs, and down here we got Segro, the loaner place. So yeah, this is going to be my story about when we had the run of the pod over here in Maxo. Alright, so that gave me a little layout of Junee as it is now. Going inside, it gets to a point where the boys you boys will know, like fucking after a certain amount of time to go in, it becomes, you know what to expect. You know that if you're down at reception, you're looking at someone that's crying around because he's been there for an hour, like, and you're laughing, like, cause get comfortable. We could be here for like you just know what to expect. Anyway, so I'll get down to the pod. This is still in medium security at Junee with 4 pods. Come to think about it now, like we're actually, I was actually the first we were actually the first inmates to be checked into the Maxo. Like, we christened ourselves. So I got down the pod, seen my cousin's cell card on his door there. Fuck man, it just scared the fuck out of me. My TV just turned on all this. I got the remote, I accidentally pressed the remote. Anyway, so fuck me. Anyway, caught up with my cousin. Everyone knew each other. Like I said, it was mad. There was 30 boys in a pod, 4 pods in the building. So that's 120 in that building. Everyone was getting on good. Everyone knew each other. It was all good. And at the exact same time they was rolling out the iPads. We were actually the first in Junee to use the iPads as well. We got a new house and new iPads. We were cheering. So because they had to install the Wi-Fi in the the old part of Junee, they moved us all out. But this is where the drama, and this is where it all popped off. Like whatever happened, it's on them. Like So you got 30 boys in a pod in that main building. So 30. That's 120 of the boys together. Each wing that I showed you down in Maxo can hold 120 boys. So they just took 4 different pods, like 30 boys from 4 different pods, 120 boys, and threw us all together in this Maxo. Yeah, we're all main, but Junee always had a system, you know. Everyone for years. The system was just them. That everyone knew what was going on. Like you could be beefing with Polo in that pod, So they just took 120 boys that were all mixed up into 4 pods and put them all together in one wing. So me and I'm gonna be straight out. Like another brothers from around this area probably say, "Well, you don't run Junee." I'm not saying I run Junee. I'm saying at this certain time when we got moved over, me and my cousin and a few other brothers, we had it on lock. That was there. That was ours. We all got moved over, and they threw 120 all into one wing. So we're just getting around. My cousin, he's got BLNO tatted on the back of his legs as well. So he was pretty much our shot caller. Like he was telling us what to do. I was doing anything before he could, you know, because at the end of the day, if he went off, he was going in for the kill. Like my cousin, he loved to stab. He loved to stab people. So we had a little crew. Like I said, once I'm not proud to say this, but I'm telling you, it's 100% true. When we got over there, like it just turned into a jungle, you know. Like we started cleaning up, and boys were getting put on the phone, you know. Like if we heard them talking about, oh, they own a trucking business, like his dad had owned a trucking business, we chucked him on the phone. Got a bit of money out of him. Another little Indian fella, he owned a 7-Eleven. But yeah, so it's like we was getting on all good in the medium. Since they chucked us in the Maxo together, it was just crazy. Everything was going off, popping off. We had this one African fella. He had a fake. He grew up over in Africa, and his leg got blown off by a fucking grenade. So he had a prosthetic leg, and that's where we used to hide the two shivs in his leg. So, and I've got the paperwork. I'll show you this. I'll cut it in that we was really running it. We had this. My cousin, like I said, he would give the orders, and the screws knew what was going on. Like they wanted to get my cousin, like they wanted to prove that it was him because he'd already done a lot of stuff. But he always had me or the other younger brothers that was running the ball up for him because he'd already earned his stripes with us, you know. So he had me, a brother from Wagga, another little cousin from Lake Sempap, shout out. Yeah, we was just handling everything. If there was someone that's come in that we heard put an NA in there, we'd go up there, we'd go in the room, and yeah, they'd get got. We finally found a way how to get out of not being charged for the assault. So say I went in, me and one of the boys went in. We laid the justice on him. So I'd always tell the boys, when you walk out of the room, walk out like I don't know, like you just walked out of getting a massage, like walk out with good energy, not like walking out like huffing and puffing, you know, like being a big man. So after we there smashed this cunt up, like few of them, we were catching a ref before we opened the door, then we just walk out normal. And we used to pay some of the other boys there that just wanted to cap. We used to pay us. I said, "Oh, after we walked out normal, I want you to go in there like you prepared to catch a charge." And like, yeah, fuck it, like that cunts will do anything for a cap in there. So we'd pay them a cap to go on the door or to go back into that room where we just left old mates fucked up. And they'd go in there like hard cunts, like, oh yeah, and they'd walk out the door, just kick the door open and like, yeah, and I'd point in the door. That's what we told them to do, because when the screws go back and look on the cameras, they're going to see us walking out, the ones who actually did it, normal, and then they're going to see these two fellas that just got paid a cap, walking in there with their chests out and just coming back out there. And so, I'm not even lying, we got away with a lot like that, like, yeah. Just paying boys just to act like that. They just went in there and smashed them, and the screws that they wasn't clicking on that. Like we had that pretty mad. So yeah, it was going on for a while. I ended up getting out. So I ended up getting out, and I still haven't seen my cousin. He's still locked up because he ended up going too far. Like we already got like $5,000 out of this lad. He was getting around just skiting up saying he was a big drug dealer. Like who in their right mind's going to sit in the middle of a pod and just tell people how much money you made? He was there talking like that, and we were just there, listen, yep, come in, cuz. So I told my cousin, cuz you can't keep getting money out of him, but like I said, he was a tap cunt. So he ended up putting the blade in him, and I miss that cunt. Like, yeah, he's still inside. Like, the last day I seen him, this all happened in 2020, so yeah, he's been locked up since then. I ended up getting out, and 2 days after I get out, I get a knock on the door. Detectives saying, "Oh, you're under arrest." I was like, "What the fuck? I just got out. I've been squeaky clean." and they said, no, we'll charge him with you with running a criminal group, basically what was doing in Junee, extorting people. So the lad that cousin stabbed, he ended up 2 days after he got out, he ended up just getting sick of what was going on, and he put a statement in just naming us all. And as of this day, like we're all not allowed to associate, the boys that were taking part in that group, we're not allowed to associate with each other. But we probably made about 15 grand when we got moved over to Maxo, just going around putting the bounce on each other. I'm not here saying I'm proud. Like these are real stories. I'm not saying I'm proud of it. Like I said, but in them places, you got to become something, or you're gonna get looked at as a target yourself. But it was weird. Like I said, when we was over in minimum security and it was all separated, like 30 boys, everyone was sweet. They was loving it. As soon as they threw us all into the wing, it was a jungle. It was a jungle. But yeah.